Hello. There's the end spurs. This is going to be interesting. It's been a while since I built one of these kits. I wonder how much I'll screw it up. F9. And how is work now that you're actually able to do it? Oh yeah. Is it radically different from what you were doing before, or is it along the same lines, just a bit more steps? It almost sounds like the old job turned into a glorified, did you try turning it off and turning it on again position? Oh wow, so you're basically doing a Seafers reset. You're doing kind of like how you did the work for Boeing before, without working for Boeing. And this blade's gone, crap. So. else is trying to jump up. Oh, it's Arnie. No. 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 Back. Back. No. Lie down. Lie down. I have the alley containment field deployed, but we don't have an extra for Arnie. No. No. You don't listen very well, do you? Give me these. Give me these. I don't need you messing up the decals. No. Get those out of the way. He likes chewing on rubber things, too. No. This is a new subject I've not built in this line before. It's not like the usual super armored fighting suits or anything like that. I don't know if I'm totally feeling this music right now either. There we go. No! You stop that. You keep that up, I'm going to put you on the floor. Usually it's Allie that's the pain in the butt. Tonight it's him. So, what's funny is this kit is molded in black. And it comes with some different, you know, options. Tell me what that reminds you of. That decal right there. Did you get a chance to look at the file I sent you? Reminds me of an alien mouth. Disconnected. Did you notice any kind of interruption? Because I just had a OBS reset on my end. Everything stopped? Yeah. Because OBS just decided to go, eh. Let me know if it happens again. If it keeps happening, like usual, we'll have to stop. I don't know why that's been happening lately. I think it might have to do something with bandwidth issues, because Mason happens to have every one of his fucking consoles on upstairs. I swear he'd download the entire internet if we let him. D3. Is everything working fine now, though? Okay. Probably wouldn't hurt to reset the router tonight before I go to bed, just to be sure. Because the last 2 times I've streamed, it's happened. Okay. So who else have we got with us? Excuse me. But the good news is I'm off Saturday and Sunday. Saturday for the show. I get off early Friday, so I might be able to stream then. Show's not over till about 5 p.m. Saturday. So we'll have to see how that goes for a stream that day. And Sunday I'll actually be able to go to a fucking Cars and Coffee because there'll be one happening on a day that I'm off with enough notice and good weather to actually go to the damn thing. F2. Good boy, Arnie. We'll have to see the reception building this gets. Might have to see if I can find a good sci-fi mechanic figure as well to put with it. But, yeah, we'll have to see the reception this gets to see if I get any more. What do you... No! No! Arnie, I can't. I can't have you headbutt me while I'm trying to do this, and I know that's... I can't do this, bud. I don't want to slice myself. Down you go. Thank you. It's the Schwarzer Hund, but it's the Schwarzer Hund version by Hasegawa. I'd show you the box art, but that's currently the alley containment field. But here's some of the camo schemes for it. I'm thinking either this one or that one. And there's a couple different variants. Just getting these kits at reasonable prices is still difficult. I found this on Amazon for 44 bucks shipped, which is, it's a good price. It's cheaper than retail at most places. But if this gets, you know, a good response and all that, I might get back into it. I just, still a bad taste in my mouth from the other Machine and Krieger goings on over recent years. Just certain personalities involved with it that, I don't know. It wasn't a fun fictional world to dive into, because somebody always had to say their thing about it, which it was equivalent to the people who they do, but it's equivalent to those people that are so nitpicky about like tiger tanks that they're like, your tank wasn't built at the right month to take part in the Battle of the Ardennes. It was already destroyed in France over here. I can tell from the direction that bolt's facing. It's like, dude, I'm just painting a fucking tank here. You know, and there's similar things because, you know, some people be like, well, Koyokayama didn't make it on his model, so you can't on yours. And it's like, oh god, just fuck off already. You know? And I hate to say it like that, but those people were in it, and that's kind of why I stopped building it. Or you go to buy it, and they've bought the warehouse out, so you're like, okay, where am I gonna get it then? You know? Okay, am I doing something wrong here? I'm trying to get a good look at the foot so I know if I've got these too far in or too far out. But yeah, it really was, I wouldn't say life draining, but it definitely soured the entertainment factor of it. There we go. Yeah. It's like, well, you wouldn't be in such a hardship if you didn't waste, you know, say this kit's 40 bucks, right? I bought it for 40. That's 400 bucks if you buy 10 of them. If you'd bought one and just had fun with it and moved on to something else and left some for others, you know, you would have had your money and there wouldn't be this so-called hardship. Yeah. this is... Black plastic on black plastic is so difficult sometimes, because you can't really tell what's going where. Dude, I'm telling you, I don't think Black would mind if you got a card table and found a little corner and did something like a frame arms girl or something small. In fact, he would probably encourage it. Just saying. Here, we'll find out. Instagram, where is he? There he is. Then after that, finish Katinga. Get a move on finishing the stuff you've started, so that way you don't lose more pieces. Once you get caught up a little bit, then we'll work on doing, like, group build type stuff. Like, I'll work on Reliant while you work on your refit. Now the real question is, are you going to do the 1701 or the A? Yeah, unfortunately, I can't take the refit to the show. I don't think it would survive the trip. I'll cross that bridge when I move cross country with it as well in a few years. But yeah, as of right now, I don't think it would survive the trip. And what, taking the refit to the show? No, it wouldn't be a bit much. I'm gonna take Kronos 1, but it's also built like a brick shithouse in space, so... Ow, shoulders. So, but I also understand that all your stuff really isn't there right now. So it's hard for you to get in the groove anyway. Just trying to be very careful because I have one of those, you know, special titanium laser polished X-Acto blades, which somehow feels duller than a standard X-Acto blade. Um, but they can still slice through plastic like a hot knife through butter if you're not careful. Music's not too loud, is it? Because I know it just got louder. What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know what that dropout earlier was. We're getting a fine bit right now. So I'll need that. And I'll need this piece off the end screw. Yeah, I wanted to stream a lot earlier, but I went from having to deal with bubble guts to getting sliced across the nose by a cat to that storm rolling in with 60-mile-an-hour winds that was making everything fluctuate and flicker. So, yeah. It's like the world saying, you're not gonna stream right now. It may even storm again tonight. Oh, did you see the clip that's been going around lately of, it's a kind of a meme, but teaching Australians how to say the word no? Look it up on YouTube real quick. It is funny as hell. And what's sad is kind of true. I'm just gluing parts together, so you're not going to miss much. Ugh. Okay, time to find the most annoying music I can. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, but this is 1/20th scale. And as I said, if I can find some figures, I think I still have some figures floating around, maybe. But I might want to see if I can find something new, like some kind of, like, sci-fi mechanic or something to put with it. Because it has the option to have, like, the engine panel opened up, things like that. Okay. Well, your last location, if you were on site, you really couldn't have any external communication devices. Period, you know. That I get. You feel better being out of that kind of environment? Hello on YouTube. How are you? Doing kind of a late stream since a lot of things got in the way today. Yeah, bubble guts, scratch to the face, thunderstorms. It was a hell of a day. And bubble guts suck. I don't care what anyone says, they suck. Need my tweezers. Oh, wow. I'm gonna have to create a yawn tag the way I yawn. It was Mittens. He was feral when I caught him, so he's got balls of steel. No, usually I can pick him up and carry him short distances, no problem. But today, as soon as we got downstairs, something spooked him. It was dead quiet, but something spooked him. And he just lashed out and managed to put a straight line right across my nostril right there. It felt like he hooked the inside of my nose and ripped it open. And the amount of blood that came out, too, it was like... Oh, excuse me. No, Larry the Ghost was at our house in Ogden. That house got torn down a few years back. No, I'm not kidding. There was some really creepy shit went on in that house. Besides me living there. I'm going to have to order some supplies off Amazon soon. Stuff that I can't get locally easily. Especially if I want to do this well. I need some Tamiya lacquer thinner. The store around the corner don't have it, and I'm not about to drive an hour to get it. Mr. Surfacer 500 in a bottle. Probably some decal solvent. Some good clear coat. I've got some Tamiya and Mr. Clear Flat, so I should be okay for that. Just a bunch of different things. I'm just going to browse Amazon, see what pops up. Come on. There we go. According to the other one, both these should fit in. I do have to say this kit line has come a long way since the early '80s. But yeah, I need the Mr. Surfacer so I can do like a cast metal texture on some of the round parts. Gotta stop doing that. And I gotta be up at 7 in the fucking morning. Or no, I have to be up at 5:30 to be into work at 7 in the morning. End parts. Right leg. N7. But I'll be off relatively early. So... And the other is N6. Okay, no holes in the N6 part on this one. I'll be home early, so I should be able to get a stream in if the day doesn't kick my ass. And then I think the next 2 days are kind of early shifts, like 11 to 7, 11 to 8 kind of shifts. Then I'm off Saturday and Sunday, like I was saying. And the Reaper will be going to the contest. I wish I had more time to do a good base for it. Just to afford the scale, like a brick wall with a couple of resistance-looking characters behind it. You know, like a blown-up brick wall or husk of a car. Excuse me. Good. Oh my god. Ugh. Give me a sec. Let me see what if I can bring up the kit on Amazon. I got the sniffles bad today too, as you can tell. Yeah, it's still at a decent price, so if it looks interesting to you. Oh yeah, pressure dropped like the Titanic. Speaking of which, they've noticed more railings have gone missing off of it. And the stern is collapsing in more. The Titanic, it's actually collapsing in on itself again. Like, further. They've noticed more deterioration in the stern. The sides are falling out. And there's railings missing off the bow. They've basically rotted and fallen off. And if you really look at like some of the original pictures of the wreck from 85 or 86, was it? Yeah, it was 85. To now, you can see the back half of the bow section's actually splaying open toward the front. And the forecastle, where the cargo hatch is with the cranes around it, is also starting to sink inward, where the mast used to go across. Come on. Work with me here. Sorry, I've been a Titanic fanatic since long before the James Cameron film even existed. Ever since I was a kid, really. So every year I do a checkup on it in the winter because usually the spring, summertime is when they do the expeditions. I just check and see if there's any new news across the internet about it, and Jen and I stumbled across that yesterday. So Black says he has no issues with you building a model there. Doesn't he? I need N14. Oh, for a frame arms girl, all he needs a pair of nippers and an X-Acto knife. You can get those at Walmart. Plus, you need to scout around and see where the hobby shops are anyway. Don't quote the old excuses to me. I was there when they were written. Well, the hobby town where I'll be moving in a few years closed. The one in Spokane. And they were actually very well stocked. Jen is adamant that I open a hobby shop when we get there. But we're going to be living in a different place that's like 45 minutes away from Spokane. But with people more in our age group when it comes to like customer base and everything. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. I'm making sure glue didn't seep up under this. Yeah. You know, it sounds like the Hobby Town back in Virginia was a good one. They carried Frame Arms Girls and ATK Girl kits, which is not something most stores carry these days. Okay. I need N27. Oh, nice. Oh, so you've already been out to it. Yeah, you were scouting the territory to see if it had the vital supplies you would need to survive. The important thing is, there's a model club. A close-by model club. I think that, combined with living near your friends again, and having the club environment to be able to get to if you want to, will do wonders for you. And no, Jen doesn't want to move to Texas. N25, N10. I think you should. But that's what I think. It's whether or not you want to or not that differs. And that looks like a Sherman suspension piece. Road wheel, boingy boingy. That was one of the big things about, well, SF3D as it used to be called back in the day, Machine and Krieger now, was all the original models were kit bashed and scratch built, and then the Nitto Model Company, which was part of the group that was doing it, because it was Hobby Japan, did a series called SF3D, where it was like just a sci-fi kit bashing article in their magazine, right? It got popular enough that the artist who was making the scratch built models, Ko Yokoyama, let them basically make kits of his designs. Which, that's when it all started. So you had the new spotter, the fighting suits, the Croat, you know, a whole bunch of those models. There wasn't a lot, but there was enough, right? And in that's when it started. The kits were amazing for the time. You're talking 82, 83, 84 time frame. They had photo etch parts, metal spring parts for like hoses and stuff. Just a whole bunch of different stuff going on. And then there was, I don't want to say a falling out, but there was a rights issue between Hobby Japan, Ko Yokoyama, and the name SF3D. It turns out that, you know, after everything was said and done, the artist retained the rights to the design, so all the models were his. So he renamed it Machine and Krieger. So that way Hobby Japan could continue doing SF3D articles, so science fiction in 3D is essentially what it meant. But Ko Yokoyama could still expand his universe based on his original designs. Nitto stopped making the models, but a lot of the molds still existed. Some got lost. Hasegawa and Wave got their hands on them back in the early 2000s and started repopping them. Some that were lost was like the new spotter. Parts of that were gone. So it took a while to get the Gans back out, the new spotter, the Krachenvogel. There's a couple other kits in that used those parts that it took time for them to retool the molds and get the kits back out. But they did, and it kind of had a resurgence in the mid-2010s. And it's just been slowly growing since, and it's kind of maintained. You know, it hasn't gotten crazy. I want to say this is the Shin. Yeah, it is. I'm going to put this on the applicable foot. So I don't lose track of which one goes where, because I'm doing left and right assemblies as we go. According to the instructions, anyway. But the key thing behind it is the artist had made designs, right? Where the design he made was one basically correct way of doing it, but there was no wrong way. The story idea was based in, they called it World War II in space, which it's not exactly the case. It was more mercenaries against corporations. It's just the corporation had a German name, so it was German themed. And the mercenaries were Australians. So all their stuff kind of had a British Australian theme from World War II to it, as far as the paint jobs. A lot of the markings and stuff came from Tamiya model kits at the time. You know, stuff like that. Um, but basically, there was a huge nuclear war. Parts of Earth had become re-inhabitable afterward. You know, you could go back down to certain spots. One of the areas was Australia. And that's where a lot of the story takes place and happens. And there was actually a short film done called Nut, or Nut Rocker. It's actually on YouTube if you wanted to watch it. It's cheesy but cool at the same time. It's the only way I can explain it. Okay, I think I need to get some different music going. Yes, I do. Don't need to get a copyright strike for the Stalker soundtrack playing. Or that last... I'm probably going to get hit for a couple of the songs that just played because I didn't realize it ended. So, I'll probably have to mute that on the video. But I was getting at the models themselves. Um, while the instructions give you, you know, paint guides based on the original artist's sketches and interpolations and ideas, you don't have to stick strictly to these if you don't want to. You can do anything. You know, you can add parts. You can make up your own design. You know. And over time in the community, there were people doing that. But then there seemed to be this attitude of, if it's not on the cards or allowed by the original creator, or if the original creator doesn't like it, then it's not real Machine and Krieger. And it's like, no. It's science fiction. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And it's when that started creeping in that I kind of originally lost interest in it. It was the same type of mentality that just, you know, it has to be as accurate as, you know, the tiger in the museum kind of bullshit. And it's like, no, just enjoy the fact that we have these models again, people. Don't let it devolve into that where you make it an elitist thing to be part of again. It's... To put it simply, it was almost like having open source model building and then you find out it got bought by Microsoft. Right? That's the only way I can really describe it, so that way it hits. It's like having an open source code for model building. You just base your stuff on an existing infrastructure, and then it suddenly gets bought out by Microsoft. And then it's not to be confused with like adhering to rules set within the universe, like Star Trek, right? When it was originally designed, um, all the ships, the reason they had 2 warp engines is to keep the field balanced, and there was a reason they were away from the hull, so it didn't hurt the people inside, because the warp field was apparently dangerous. And that rule stuck until Deep Space Nine. And then after that, things went nuts. But even before then, yeah, it's sci-fi. You can do what you want, but there's set rules within the universe as far as the way things look the way they do. This, it was really whatever you can imagine. There's models in this series where they've got knee and shoulder pads that are Lee press-on nails. They're like fake fingernails. The super armored fighting suits, their top hatch is a plastic spoon. Another is a ping pong ball, like a plastic ping pong ball. It's like we had something model building wise that was almost as openly creative as Lego, and some people just couldn't let other people have that. Gotta keep moving this while the glue that leaked in there sets up a bit, or else I got some trouble. Okay, that should be fine there. I hope everybody else out there is having a good day. We got people keep popping in and out on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. Might not get very far tonight. I think we might only have the feet done. Because, as I said, I've got to get up kind of early. Get to work. And I didn't sleep well at all last night. I figured I'd try and get some kind of stream in today. Go. Allie is back in her containment unit. No, that's Frank. Wow, you're really pushing that box to its limit, buddy. I thought that was Allie. That's Frank. When did she get down? No, he's a big boy. Hard to believe a year and a half ago you fit in my palm. Yeah, you were the size of your own head. Having trouble fitting? How you doing, big boy, huh? Yeah. But yes, the kitty containment box has worked. Ow, 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 ow. Knees went snap, crackle, pop. Metal. What? Oh, it's just saying I need to use super glue for certain parts. Okay. So N4, N5, N15, and PC3C. I hope I can get a decent snooze in tonight, though. Be nice to find a way to get to sleep and stay asleep that doesn't require chemical assistance, though. Even stuff that's as simple as Tylenol PM or melatonin can build up after a while and cause problems. So that goes there. Hello. No, Jen just got home. So now it's time to play Let's Annoy Mrs. Builder. No, she wouldn't like that. Okay, I need one of these. But I'm probably going to get this closed up and call it a night regardless. W5. Because I still need to have my hair cut, get in the shower, and some other things, so... Probably going to put some super glue on that just to be safe. I could see myself pulling that through there somehow. Alright, so that'll be all for now. Thanks for watching the short stream, and I'll